You're listening to IndieX Radio. DJ Night from Bethel, Kentucky. More lights, more sound.
What's up, YouTube and Twitter? There we go. Probably you couldn't hear me earlier because I didn't have my mic turned up. So, yeah, as technicians, we have little crises too. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. We're talking about a movie called Roller Coaster earlier, right? And you're all like, roller coaster? Seems like a very boring movie. Well, I really doubt they would be making a whole movie just about roller coasters, although they do them on here on YouTube all the time. Now this movie was about kind of a crazy guy, young kind of guy, wanted to make a statement to some of these big $1 million companies, which he probably wouldn't get the time of wit to do it today because like we got so many terrorist organizations now that what I mean is like that prevents all that. So I mean, hopefully they working diligently and stuff like that too, though. But anyway, back in like 1971 when this movie was made, so cut and dry of it for y'all just on joining. Older type movie, George Segal, Segal in it and everything too. Big famous actors aren't currently living anymore. George, he just passed away last year, 21, and so but these older movies to me, I don't think they capture or no, they capture a lot of the kind of putting you in it kind of thing. And I think even the newer ones do. And you're just like, wait, what? How can they be so like the other one? The new one's got more action in it. I'm not putting the new movies down. But you got like shows now too. Like my favorite one's Forensic Files. Oh my gosh, I love Forensic Files. It's so cool. I just watching one like just a bit ago. I'm gonna have like an interaction thing with you guys. Kind of like I don't know everything about forensics, but just what I've learned on there and see what you guys think. You won't be sending answers because you can't comment on these either, like the other ones. So, but just kind of write them down as we're going through them. It just be like makes you kind of think, kind of thing, though. So so yeah, we're gonna do that too. So in the movie, of course, Harry at the end prevails, although he was trying to, even though they were putting him as the middleman in the beginning, you would think he would know more, and he did, but they didn't want to trust that. So at the end, they did and trusted him more, and they ended up getting their man. Although not in handcuffs, it was an accident at first. Accident like got hit by the roller coaster. So but where he killed innocent people before. I'm not all about doing it injustively feeling wise, but to me, I guess in a sense of way, it was unjustified. But I don't know. It depends on your all's opinion about that. But anyway, so one of my favorite shows is Forensic Files, and it teaches you a lot about forensics. Not just because you watch these doesn't mean like, okay, I'm gonna get a degree. Now I can go do it now. No. You still got to go through college and stuff like that too, though. But what it'll do is with the understanding part of it, you may have already an understanding about just watching these about some of the stuff that they do, though. I know I do, but I sure can't go out there and solve a crime. But first question I got here, I was gonna put it on a slideshow thing here. I'm still working out that presenter, a part of this exploit thing I got. I'll get it. Don't worries. I've even got one of the. Um, I've got the uh, PowerPoint on the church computer, but I don't really feel like I want to do all that and put it on their computer and everything. But I might can do one and just slate it off. But I'll work on probably getting a presenter thing on here that I can do a full slideshow for you guys. It'd be pretty cool. So yeah, this service is relatively new. I've been doing it about 3 weeks now, three maybe almost 4 weeks, but now I expect more like still around three. Did a little bit of it after Christmas. Started a bit, here's and there's, but for all y'all just joining, I've been very sick the past about a year or two, but I still have faith that I'm going to get better. So I have my good days and bad days. So just bear with me. So first question on the agenda, so going back to the forensics college, is what is forensics? Like Like, just what is Nate? You're a cool DJ or whatnot, and all that stuff, and you're asking us about forensics. Well, I mean, look, sure, look, I'm not a scientist, so, but this show, what it does is it pretty much blows my mind. That just relatively makes you kind of shiver because of some of the murders some of these people do. I mean, it's just horrifying. I mean, it makes you think they're not even human. And a particular one on here that because I've got military in my family, that was kind of really sentimental and hit me the hardest is there was one about a guy in the Navy. He was in the Navy. He was an air pilot in the Navy. Well, actually, real up there. I think it was a lieutenant. I think it was a lieutenant, and his kind of I don't say go guy, but his handyman guy, put that way, ends up murdering him. Well, that's not just oh he's murder. He ended up literally dismembering him and every bit of his house. I mean, that's just trust me, it's not something I don't think you want to see when you're eating. Um, you know, but it kind of just hit me harder though because I told you I have military in my family. So that's going to hit a person in the gall a little bit, and it just makes me think, what happened in this guy's mind? Like what was he demented in a sense of a way? I think he really was in a way. Um, and actually, what gave him up is either his daughter or his cousin, or somebody in his family did. And the daughters, he had two daughters. Oh, it really hit them hard. But at the end of the show, at the end of that particular show, they did a bury at sea. Most of them do that. I mean, some of them may not, but they'll still get a tombstone that says, in the cross and under the flag and everything, have all that going anyway. But some of them actually want to be buried at sea, especially the Navy. So, but they kind of stepped on every good thing they could in this forensic case because they're really good. You got to be, a forensic tech and everything, and they make a lot of money. You don't think they do, but they do. So in this particular episode, kind of really what got me is, uh, he may have had a little bit of arrogance, whatnot, things like that too, though, but you still don't go and just murder somebody like that or any of these people in these pictures and stuff like, that just because of that. Even if they're evil, you let the, you know, burger forces and stuff take care of that. You don't you take it in your own hands. But um, what is forensics? Like, what is it? I know what it is. I'm asking you. Um, is forensic science? Yes. It's what it bases the most of out of science. Has it always been around? No. Nope. Around the, let's say 19, oh goodness, let's see. I'm gonna say 40 or 50s, man. There, I may be stretched. I don't know. It just started coming into play, but in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s, it was really kind of. They still couldn't do a lot of stuff, but it was taking a spool there, taking off. And then the 90s and stuff is when, 80s going into 90s and stuff, is when they kind of got the computer forensics and all that stuff now. Oh, today you might as well just turn your, just say, hey, I'm right here, pick me up here, and make sure you're okay with it, kind of thing now because you're not going to run from any of it. It it goes depicting is if they could catch you then, even though it took a lot longer though, is what do you think they could do now? Yes, the question is what is forensics? Forensics is the smart period of anything, almost like a dynasty of science. It'll convict killers. It'll convict, um, people that are doing harm to somebody else. So it may not go as far as killing them, but it'll prove everything now. So I think they even use forensics in like if you get fraud or something, I mean, like I think that now too. It's tied into everything. So forensics to me is pretty cool. I mean, could I sit there and learn all of it though? I mean, probably not off the bat because I got a lot of learning I got to do though. But it's pretty cool science because it convicts anybody you name of now. So that's um so when they're doing this always, how do they get a conviction? I mean, anybody can say, well, they do it because of proof. Okay, cool. But back then, the proof was hard to come by. There's this one I was watching earlier about this guy in Texas. He's devoted to the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers exist still. They come back full. They were, I think, disbanded around the Bonnie and Clyde time. And then after that, after the Bonnie and Clyde's what kicked them back in gear. They had a new governor and whatnot there, and they come back and they still today. But he was a member of the Texas Rangers there, and his sister was killed. You're talking about 30 years before, or well, 30. I mean, it may have been 20 something, but still, um, he wasn't always in the Rangers when she was killed. But he vowed to solve her case, and he even promised her dad. Her dad lived long enough to end up getting the guy on the verdict. So, how do they get a conviction? Well, for one, not every case needs forensic files, right? There's some that can be robbery or something, although sometimes that falls in forensics too. But how do they get a conviction? Well, let's just sit there and ponder on that a minute, though. Conviction. They're talking like prison time, slamming door. I mean, the whole shebang. Not just conviction, like, you're convicted of this and the Lord will take care of you, although that will definitely must happen to all of us. But, or we'll get judged. So, no, I'm talking, how do they get a conviction like behind bars? So some of these people, they're not for me to judge. But I think when you give them life or something like that, I think some people are right too, though, is that sometimes the death penalty, and I think some of them, the reason they mean this is the death penalty is not like it used to be. And if you look at it, used to, you got a conviction, though, I'm talking about old hangings, and although that's with some of them too, is when you were convicted, it was not even a week or so, and it was done, it was carried out. Now, you're talking people sitting there on years, years, and we don't even know how long they've been just sitting there waiting for that day. And you're sitting there going, are these ever going to happen? I don't think so. So when you ask yourself the question, though, is how do these top notch people, how do they how do they get a conviction, arrive at a conviction? Well, forensics. Forensic files you're watching is they've already happened. Like they've already solved the case and all that stuff too, though. But no, what do they do today to get all that? Does it put you in a position to be like, oh, I know, and you're like, okay, what? And you say, what was this? No, it wasn't. Or sometimes you'd be like, oh, I know it was this, and you're like, well, yeah, it was. Some of these, like I said, some of these are hard to even watch for me at least. Yeah, it was my favorite show. Other people are going, how can you eat while you're watching that? Well, it's just because I'm fascinated with it. I'm not going to commit crimes with it. No, I'm just saying that if I could do the math and everything, and you know, I would go into forensics. I probably could. I mean, I'm just 35. I go around and tell people I'm old. And my best friend Austin, he's like, "Yeah, you are old." I'm like, "Hush, that does not mean I was giving you an excuse." But he thinks it does. So how do they get a conviction? Forensics. Forensics does it all. Like, well, sometimes they don't even have to use forensics. Sometimes the forensics can be either one falsified or even done wrong sometimes. But I mean, you'll always come back around and do the good thing though. But you also need to be witty about it too. Don't just rely on that all the time. They rely on that as one of the backbone. I mean, it's like, what do these people do this and this and this? Probably do. I can't tell you that. I mean, the next question is, how do they find forensics? I'm just kind of stopping here because I make you all think though. Okay, he's coming up with some big complicated answer, right? Nope. Fairly simple. How do they get forensics? By investigating. It's an investigation. Search warrants, whole shebang you see today on like my uh one of my two idols, Dog and Patty Mayo. Yeah, now one I mean, they're technically law enforcement too though, because they're bounty hunters. They get paid, they wear real guns and all, the whole thing. So that's when you ask yourself, how do they get forensics? Investigations. Some of them go just a couple months, maybe weeks. Some go years. The one in Texas, 30 years. 30. But through a brother's love, it was his sister. He didn't give up. And in the end, he got his conviction. So hats off to these people that devote their lives to it, because guys, they're doing it just to keep us safe too. Because these predators, if they're unchecked, they'll keep doing it. Hats off to them. So in these questions, and I'm going to do pretty much probably some of these every day. I mean, like interaction stuff. I think it'd be fun for you guys too. So the next question is, does forensics get convictions every single time? Mm-hmm. Every single time. And it may take years. It's getting more sophisticated now. Every single time. Sorry, I'm eating now. Kind of eating a little bit. Um. So when you arrive to this question, you're thinking, okay, does it get friend? It's got all this cool equipment. Yeah, it's not just the equipment. They were still getting convictions years before all this computer and all that stuff too. It just took longer. Um, Forensics gets it every single time, and sometimes they could just do it within DNA, which also state of forensics. But sometimes they can just even do it without that too. Though is most of the time they'll have forensics to back it up too. Um, so it arrives back to some of the other questions too. It's like so how do they get convictions? How do they get uh, forensics? Can forensics get convictions? Yes to all the above. Yes. Now, once I start doing these PowerPoint stuff like it too, though, I'm gonna start putting the questions up on the screens for you guys too. So it's gonna be really really cool. I can do it. I just this is a different presenter. It's not really PowerPoint, so it's something similar to it, but I want to interact with you guys anyway. So but no, since this is the second part of this other one, I'll probably shoot for it tomorrow to try to get that. Now I got a doctor's appointment in the morning at 7:30 for my stomach and everything, so I'm kind of please pray for me though. I should hopefully get what they're going to do, and what they should be able to do something for it. So yeah, but um back to the okay, the last question is, does DNA lie? Nope. To be honest with you, if they test it right, never lies. Now sometimes they trust the DNA, and but no, because everybody's got what these, they're called coders in their DNA. They're only privy to them or with their family members. McConnell DNA. I mean, so it ain't gonna be Billy Bob down the street. It ain't gonna be, if you're guilty of something, or a person's guilty of something though, it's gonna be you every time. It ain't gonna be old Billy Bob down the street. No way. I mean, now there have been um wrongful convictions, still are today, but um I arrive at pretty much two questions on that one. Either they didn't pay attention to what they were doing, or they just don't care. But I think it's the first one, real more likely. Um, but when we're looking at these questions, like you're sitting there thinking, if I'll go back through asking them again. Like what I mean is asking in case you want to copy them down. But like I said, if I have the screens up, I'll probably do my best to try to do it tomorrow. But We go back here. Of course, we answered all of them. Um, and the only reason I probably could be sitting here answering these for you is because I told you I watched the show. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know what $3 a rabbit hole. I really wouldn't. Uh, so it's like, okay, what's forensics? Well, forensic science. It's utmost um, conviction. You pretty much already say that. Like if you do go out and do something wrong, which I hope you wouldn't, you might as well go ahead and hand keys in because they'll find you quicker than anything with forensics now, especially with the computer technology we got. I'm an IT myself, computer guy. I know computers. I build computers. I can surface them. I can do anything with them because I learned from one of my predecessors. He was a technician guru too, but they use the same type of stuff we use in forensics. You take computers apart. I know how to do all that. We actually had one that actually had bullet holes shot in it. Now, luckily, there wasn't any remnants of anything. Thank goodness, because I wouldn't be able to touch that in nightmares. But it was shot up and things like that too. Though we were still able to, if I remember correctly, we were still able to bring us stuff off of it. There's programs we can use. So um, next time you hear about something going on in a neighboring state, or oh, this and that, you don't be asking yourself a question. Well, they're never going, or assuming they're not going to catch them because then you're going to ask yourself another question, or even that answer really. You'd be like, yeah, they are, because they got forensic files. They got forensics. So, in these different questions that I'm asking you all today, and podcasts, we talk about everything on podcasts, what I call podcasts, but until I can get my license, I'm going to get a license. I can't really play much music, but I mean that's cool. I mean, because I need to be, I guess, working on my talking, right? Although some of you are probably like, no, you don't. But I mean, I'm getting better at it every day. Um, I don't want to try to mimic like newscasts and all that stuff too, because it's not my job. Although I'll say something here and there, but just talking about what I know and so too, though, is basically what they're doing too. Talking about what they know. So this show is very, very profound. I like it. We also we also working on the Harry Potters too, right? So I may start on that one again tomorrow. I may do Chamber of Secrets tomorrow, or maybe the day before that, because I'm not really fighting with YouTube and all them. They're doing it the legal way. They want this done the legal way, and I do too. But I gotta be very careful of some of the stuff I play. Like I even took it out of one. I don't think they knew it. I took it out of their own library, and they said that they had to mute it. It wasn't. I'm like, it's out of your library though. But I failed to see. XSplit doesn't copy um things on there, but where I put it up on a thing here, where I'm getting it at, um, if as long as I show where it came from, the origin of it, I'm gonna start doing that. So every time you see my pictures, just until I get the solid, because I'm gonna email the license, and I email them that they'll have it all the time. They won't have to worry about me doing this and that, and I can just fill the screens with their stuff. So there for a little bit, that's why that screen's in there below my picture there. Well, it's not me though; it's just a DJ person that's kind of got one of my cover things. So that was cool, but that's why you're gonna see that for a little bit, is because that's where I get my front music from. Um, Now I didn't tell you all yet. I want you all to figure it out. But who do you think is you know how the people say 94.5 the cat? I say it to them. Who do you think is the voice in the front part of my shows? That's me. Yeah. I got a distorter on my board here, and it made you go like real deep like that. So that was me. So it saves money. Is what it intends to do. So these big companies um going out there, well, especially after COVID. See, I've had to change my DJ process. Now, kids, don't fret. I promise. Your price is still the same, and that's really $25 for about 4 hours. But now we'll warn this though is that is also subject to change too, because I even got people that are hiring me sometimes going, that's too low. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not doing it just to be a show off. I'm doing it just because I don't want to break people either. But um, that might actually go up to 30 something here in a little bit though, but I haven't really discussed that with, well, I would say my team, but I mean, uh, now I do got a helper, Austin. He helps me once in a while too with sound and stuff you got too though. So, give it up to Austin. He, sometimes I wouldn't make it without him on those. Well, I guess you all can tell during my voice where it's kind of low like this. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. But I mean, do I love being on the mic? You better believe it. It means the world to me. Be on here with you guys. I have got like 6 or 7 subscribers now, and about a week or two ago, I'll be like, no, I don't think. Now I'm just like, whoa. I mean, now the big people like Patty Mayo on them. Now, don't get me wrong though, they've been on for a long time, and I'm one of his. Well, if I'm not one of his subscribers, I want to be though. But there's, see, I got the free subscription part though. It's like it won't cost you nothing. I think if you become a member, it charges you though. But if I'm not a member there yet, as long as it's free, so I'm gonna be a member of him too. He's awesome. So yeah, eventually when you get on here a long time though, yeah, you'll get a lot of subscribers. But yeah, I'm on YouTube on my channel. That's probably where you're all hearing me from, either or if you're on Twitter. I'm on both of them. I'm on all three. Facebook, but Facebook muted half my things though without even letting me know though, so I kind of dropped them for now. Many people don't blame me for that. When I get the license, I'll be emailing that stuff too, though. You can email them, so you don't have to put them up on the thing all the time. Because as long as they have the email stuff too, they can't do nothing to you. But they can. You're legal, you know. So that's what I'm gonna do there. But that'll be when that time comes. But sorry if I seem rambling a little bit. It's that one time of night though. Medicine's kind of like, oh no, you know. But I mean, I try not to hurry off too soon or whatever too, because I love to. But if I stay on too long, or if too long, I start hyperventilating and stuff. It kind of bad. So but think about what we discussed today. If you're or if you're not on live right now though, you'll be able to go back and hear it because it does it too though. But I have to remind myself to I'm disabling the comments after every one of them because of comments I've had before. Nothing bad, but just I had that dark feeling. I was scared it was going to, to cause. I'd rather just nip that right there. So, don't even bother because I'm gonna disable them anyway. But now, liking or disliking it, please do. Yeah, like the page or like the videos and stuff. Please do. Now, these are videos, yes, but you only hear my audio. What's good about doing that. Um, I'm just doing audio right now anyway. Once or twice a month, depending on how I feel, you will see me on video. I will. I think exploit. I think you can do straight video on here too. Yeah, you'll see me on video once or twice there. I'm gonna try to do it where I can give it 2 angles. One is kind of an aerial angle, like up over the mic where I'm at. I'm looking right up at the screen right now. Kind of a cool thing, and I'm gonna have my pad underneath there too. I should be able to do as well. With that being said, I don't know how I can. I mean, it says you can have it on 2 different screens, like separate screens. So I got 2 screens here for kind of conferencing and stuff. So I think common sense would gets realized is I can do that. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Because I mean the only reason I'm not doing videos right now and stuff like that too though is because I'm just not feeling too well. I mean I'm fortunate to get on here on what I am now, and I'm kind of happy about it. But just think about what the forensic stuff, and I'm gonna talk about a lot more stuff as we go along. On this, now it's right what you're hearing right now is NDS radio. It's the same deal. I'm the same thing though. It's just radio portion of me. Um, Nate's DJ service is I've got my own website. Yes, you heard me right. I got my own website now. It's with Wix though, but it's still my own. Like I created it. It's Wix.com, and what you'll look at is I guess I'll have to send that on there too. Actually, what I'll do is remind me tomorrow, or if somebody can remind me tomorrow, I'll get the picture. All I can do is screenshot it and copy it to my desktop or something though, and I can have it in one of the slides of those 4 and slides there right there in the picture there. That way y'all can study it and know where it's at. But I'm still working on it, so I still got a long way to go on it. I just figured, well, if it's got a lot of where you can do more business type things on it though, if I'm going to go full blast with it, I need something where I can book and even people pay too if they want to pay online. Um, Now the pay portion on there, that way I don't have to take cards all the time though. probably with COVID, I probably recommend to do online paying for a little while. Now that'll always be in play no matter what, so don't worry about that. But at least COVID wise, it's going to be encouraged more than anything. That way, nobody's touching bills or whatnot, or things like that too. Though, and plus on that end, you can book me months in advance. Um, Now, some people going, well, it's your own service. You can have the however you want it. No, is because when I'm saying book it maybe a month or two in advance, is that's for like weddings, kind of a if it's a business party. Definitely rave. Now raves, it's got to be close to 6 months in advance because a rave is a lot more planning, a lot more planning. I'm just a mobile DJ right now. And it may not look like I have a whole bunch of equipment, but trust me, I do. We got a 10-foot trestle, 10 feet high. Hang some of my lights on. I'm going to be buying more lights. High energy still out there on me. One of the owners that it took care of me before, which I kind of knew of him though, Joe. He still works there. He's still part owner on it too. So I'll be ordering me some more lights and stuff when I get a little bit more decent price on them and stuff. So yeah, I look forward to seeing new lights on my page and stuff too when I get them. Um, I will have a couple of pictures. I got to get them from my mom on here too. Well, actually, probably more likely on my website. You go there and I'll have two pictures. Actually, me right in front of my soundboard, my gigantic, awesome soundboard. When I'm saying gigantic, it's about 4 feet long. My back, I'm ecstatic to have it. My back's not ecstatic at all of having it. Trust me. Um, uh, my friend Austin, he also loves it too. It's huge. I can push four subwoofers off of it. I know definitely singles I can do on it, but I'm sure I could probably do cabinets too. Probably have to have a separate amp though going through it, but I know the channel wise it's got four settings on it, and then the mains. So it's a concert board, but you look at me though, guys. I'm a DJ. You got to have one that's meant for music, and that's just about it right there. And that's exactly what it's made by PV 2400 series, kind of like the churches, but the churches is kind of made for them in a way though. It kind of fits them. So everybody. So if you're out there starting a DJ service or something else, too though is you want to holler at me about some ideas, something too though is I've been one for quite a while. I'd love to help you out. And give you ideas, stuff like that too though. It's very fun to do, but it can also get very costly, especially with, so I'm just glad I got all that stuff diligently and promptly when I did. So, but if you need to know any process or anything like that too, though, and you cannot find my website, go on to no comments still. Okay, I mean we have to say no, and this time it's going to be up to two warnings. What I mean is tell you first. I'm like you're like okay, you do it the next time. Actually give more than what you should. But after the next time you do it again, after two though, I'm sorry, you'll be deleted. I have to. It's not that you're doing that. No. I'm actually thinking of my business. That's business proposals on that. Anybody that comes on these sites, you included, is under the Privacy Act of at least me. I mean, it's like when you sign a contract of mine. You're signing for that though. You're signing basically protection. Protection of your sales. Internet. You got to really watch a lot of these people because they'll take people's identity and everything from that. You ain't gonna do it on my site, buddy. They ain't gonna do that. So you're safe on my website. So no comments. That way nobody can see your names or anything like that too. Though likes is perfectly fine, but not on Facebook anymore right now. But likes on YouTube and all that, I encourage it. So that on that. But on my website that I've got though, if you can't find that, drop me a email or something though in my inbox only. It's inbox only. I don't even check the comments. I never have really. So send the inbox there though. I will have the prices. I do have prices on my website, but I'm gonna work on it again tonight and go more in depth with them on there. Even if I have to put it in as a blog. But also this right here, the video right now you're right now though, I'm also going to upload on there too. I should be able to do it on my blog on there. Not all these are going to be on there, but at least now starting up it will be. That way, if you can't find my YouTube or whatever though, or if you do find my YouTube, if you miss, if you don't want to watch two screens that, and then you want to deal with the website on booking me or something, they'll be on there for you to watch on there too. So with that being said, I'm going to call it a night with the mic. I do believe I'll be back tomorrow. As you can see, y'all can tell though, is I'm getting a little lengthier again on it though, because I'm feeling a little better. So I'm probably gonna do the split for a while. Um, uh, two shows in a way in a day, but it'll also give me some more time to talk about some other things I want to talk about, like maybe a movie I see or something, something like that. Because I mean, I am going to do a lot more music when I get my licenses and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I'll also I just want to be able to have something to talk to you guys about. You guys can hear me and stuff too, though. And what better thing than movies and all that, because they got a lot of action and kind of DJs in them too. So gonna leave with that. Forensics and the movie Roller Coaster. If you haven't seen it, get out there to see it, or get out on a DVD and see it. I bought it probably about 2 years ago. I was ecstatic I even found it. Um, so Forensic Files and Roller Coaster are two good ones. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. I'm encouraging y'all to. And tomorrow I'll be taking care of Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. One of my favorites too. I got it as well. Um, every day I'll try not to go too much into the movie. Like, I mean, I'll talk about them, don't get me wrong, but I'll kind of just spice it up a little bit and talk about other things too. And then even if I go back and forth between that and the movie, but yeah, I'll promise I'll keep you guys intrigued and stuff too. So, in this transgression thing here though, my service is going pretty good. It really is. The NDS radio thing went off without a hitch. I'm so excited. I love my board I got here. I love this. It's like a recording studio mic. Actually, it's not like it. It is one, but it's like more of the USB type ones and stuff too, though. So that's what you guys are hearing is me awesomely on here, though, and how I was able to record what I did today as my front and the two, though. So you'll get plenty more of me this week. Guarantee you. I promise you that. Unfortunately, taking some time off of church, that's something I never want to take time off of, but it's just a travel matter and stuff like that too, though. So I'll be able to focus more on getting better to go back full blast and everything too, though, and then give you guys my all too, though. So it's DJ Nate, NDS Radio, from Bethel, Kentucky, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
You listen to NDX Radio. DJ Nate. From Bethel, Kentucky. More lights, more sound.